We're here at Cross River again. And of course, yesterday, the same Cross River State government said they've actually done so much for this nation that they shouldn't be ignored. And it was actually sending a message to the federal government, of course, because they're also a oil producing state. But today, Cross River APC pledges 1.5 million votes for Tinubu in 2027. The All Progressive Congress in Cross River State has pledged to mobilize 1.5 million votes for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2027 general elections. The pledge was made at the stakeholders meeting convened by Governor Basi Otu, who also appealed to Tinubu to support the state's bid to reclaim its oil wells and restore its littoral status. The meeting, attended by party executive, lawmakers, and other stakeholders, aimed to prepare the party for the upcoming elections. And of course, I appreciate APC's faithful for their unity and support. Away from that particular one, don't quit politics after 2031. Abia clerics advise OT. Clergymen and leaders of the Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, Abia State Chapter, has urged Governor Alex Oti not to quit politics after completing his second term in 2031. The group, led by Archbishop Chikezie Elekwa, made the appeal during a courtesy visit, citing the governor's significant impact and the people's desire for his continued leadership. Oti, who has previously stated his intention to retire from politics, acknowledged the advice but emphasized that leadership decision must align with divine direction. Okay, so I love this particular one where, he has not even contested for the next, next term. Of course, his second term. He's not even contested for the next election, but he's already getting, people in that state telling him, even after you are done with us, after 8 years, we don't want you to quit politics. Maybe you just move in to become a senator, because for you, we actually know that you will do something better for the state. Do you know what it means for Abia State government to say that if anything happens to National Grid today, of course it has been happening ever since we entered the year 2026, that nothing would actually happen to Abia Electric, and truthfully, all of the National Grid that has been collapsing, it has not affected Abia State. I believe you know what that particular one means ever since Oti came into power. Yet, people like Ojuzo Kalu are actually saying that Alex Oti has been a painter who has just been painting where and the roads he has actually constructed in his own tenure. But it is okay, the work would actually speak for itself. Let me just borrow the word from the general politicians, go and verify. So most workers faced a March pay cut as federal government closes audits. The federal government has given unverified workers in the civil service a final 2-week window to regularize their status or face pay suspension from March 2026. The Personnel Audit and Skills Gap Analysis exercise has launched a particular index and, of course, a thorough investigation into 2025, and it aims to strengthen payroll integrity and intensify irregularities. The affected officers must complete verification and assessment process by February 27, 2026, or risk salary stoppage and possible termination. It means that some people actually know these people exist as ghost workers and they've been paying them. So if this audit did not happen, such conversation would not be taking place. But let's actually leave it for another day. Kano closes entertainment venues for Ramadan. Kano State Censorship Board has ordered the closure of all entertainment centers, including event centers and DJ operators, effective from February 18th, 2026, to allow residents to observe Ramadan peacefully. The closure will remain in force throughout the fasting period, with reopening dates to be announced later. This is it. I remember that we said something about the Ishba on Saturday at Morning Boss, one of our, program, our weekend program. And I said, we should understand that things are evolving. And I understand that Kano State is also a Sharia state, but we have Christians in that state, and they should look for a way to regulate these things, and so it doesn't affect, other people there. But if this is what the Kano State government wants and no one has actually said yes or no, then who am I? I believe I'm in Lagos. So let me just keep these thoughts to myself. To join the conversation, kindly call the number 09044732605, 09044732605. Follow us on social media at VOBTV Live. You can use the hashtag People's Voice on VOBTV. And of course, on YouTube, we're Voice of People TV. Kindly hit the subscribe button, and together we can make our voices heard. It is time for us to go on a quick break. As soon as we return, we'll be taking the most talked about conversation in Nigeria, to be precise. National Assembly approves e-transmission of election results with manual backups. Don't go nowhere, please. Stay tuned. I'll be right back.
The views on the street.
We go to bed empty hunger.
To the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV, youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space, exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
Voice of the People, you can hear me now. My name is Patrick Doyle, and I wish that you continue to echo the voices of the people. Big up VOP TV.
My name is Soibifa Dokobo. Please keep watching VOP TV.
Hi, my name is Kwekumali Ikenda Onyekwena, and I am with the Voice of the People TV. Now, if you're looking for the veritable channel for information, politics, robust discussions, you don't need to go far. VOP has you. VOP will always have you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patrick Diabwa, aka Ibani Chuka. I'm the Eagle King, and you are watching VOP TV. Stay with us.
2564 is coming up on Barney 9, right?
The 2564 Atlantic Tower.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
Welcome back to the program. It is still People's Voice on Voice of People Television. The National Assembly has approved electronic transmission of results with manual collation as a backup, sparking protests and a walkout by opposition lawmakers. The bill allows presiding officers to electronically transmit results from polling units to independent national electoral commissions. Result viewing portal, IREF, after completing and signing Form AC8A. However, if electronic transmission fails, the manually signed form will serve as the primary source for results collation and declaration. 55 senators voted in favor of retaining the manual backup proviso, while 15 senators, led by Senator Einaya Abaribe, stood against it. The House of Representative minority lawmakers staged a dramatic walkout chanting APC Ole. Of course, that was what they said here, implying that the ruling party was stealing the electoral process. The decision has raised a concern about electoral transparency and potential manipulation. We're now being joined by Ms.